Hey guys, it's me again, Tara, back with another video. This time I got a little something different planned. Rather than do my normal thing where I just ramble over a speed paint, I'm gonna ramble over a speed paint while also talking about the tablet that I'm using because someone in the comment section asked, and I thought, why not? Because if you've noticed, if you look back at old videos, you'll see that the tablet that I am using in my list of tools has changed. Back before these recent videos I've come out with, my tablet has always been the Huion Canvas Pro 24. But in recent videos, it has been the Samsung Galaxy Tab S9 Ultra. So I thought I'd sit and talk about it more in depth, like what I like about the tablet, why I started using it, and all that good stuff, in case somebody out there is thinking about getting a tablet and maybe they want some more, I don't know, stories from other people. So this video isn't sponsored or anything. Or imagine if I was getting sponsored by Samsung. If Samsung was sponsoring me, bro, you couldn't even talk to me. But I mean, there's a tablet brand out there. Y'all want to send me something and be like, hey, review this. I'll try it. Most def. But let's just get into it. All right, but first things first, I want to say that while I do use my Galaxy Tab for all my speed paint videos and YouTube content, I do want to make it very clear that my Huion Canvas Pro 24 is still alive and well. That is my baby. He is not going anywhere. Leviathan is still strong and ready to work. He is my workhorse, and I named him Leviathan because he's big. Don't judge me. I named my computer Behemoth because he's also big. But yeah, so just know that I'm not reviewing this Samsung tablet, who I've lovingly named Tablet Chan. I'm not like reviewing her as like a replacement for like a desktop tablet, because in my opinion she isn't, just because tablets are limited, you know, like they can't do everything a computer can do. They're getting closer and closer and they're getting more and more powerful, but until they reach a point where you can plug hardware into them, yeah, it's like, no, they're always going to be limited. Like I'm recording this video, not this video, but I'm recording like my VTuber and my voice on my computer because I wanted to use my nicer microphone with the nicer microphone feature, so you don't have to hear every single lip smack and breath. Can't do that on my tablet. But we're not reviewing our tablet from a YouTuber perspective. We're reviewing it from a artist perspective. So again, all right, let's do it. As is standard for my long-winded rambly self, I must first tell you a bit of a story to preface everything. Now, I have always loved the idea of being able to draw on a portable tablet, right? My very first like portable tablet with like Android on it that you could draw on was a Samsung Galaxy Tab A. It was like a couple inches. It came with a little DS stylus and you could draw on it. And this was before the iPad Pro came out and there was this big boom in artists making them their main devices. So I was ready to jump on the portable tablet train because getting to the computer is a hassle. And at the time I was in college, so didn't get a lot of time to just sit in my room and draw. And I did like the Galaxy Tab A, but I didn't know any better. Like, it was better than nothing. I was excited to have it, even though like the tiny DS stylus hurt my hand and there were limited features and all that good stuff. But I loved it and I loved the idea. And then the iPad Pros came out and I saved up my money and I got one of those. And I was so excited when it got here because I was like, oh my gosh, I can finally free myself from the shackles that is my computer. But unfortunately for me, when I got the thing, I couldn't make it work for me. Like, it worked. The Apple Pencil worked. It functioned as it was supposed to. But as far as like comfort went, it was just not pleasant to draw on. The pen was super heavy. I think all we had like to use was Procreate at the time, because Clip Studio Paint hadn't made the transition to app form yet. And it was just, I'm lying, I think Clip Studio was there, but it was just uncomfortable, and I just didn't like it. And I kept trying and trying to make it work, and for years I tried to make it work. This was back in like 2017, and I just tried and tried and tried, and just, I could draw on it, sure enough. Like, I could get like a full-fledged picture out of it, but I would have to sit there and just fight with it the whole time. And I just couldn't help but think like, bro, I could have had this done on my computer in half the time, because you don't have access to the same shortcuts. That is to say, I couldn't get it to work for me, but I desperately wanted to, and I just kept trying and kept trying and kept trying, and it just never went anywhere. So I could use it for like sketching and like little doodles that I would then carry over to my computer, but it just was never, I never felt comfortable drawing on it. Like I said, I could draw on it, it just never felt comfortable. And I chalked it up to the screen size, because even by the time I had gotten my iPad Pro, I was already drawing on like large display tablets. Like, my first display tablet was a Huion GT220 V2. I'm a Huion girl, if you haven't noticed. I really like Huion tablets. I've never tried XP Pen. I don't know nothing about them, but that was my first Huion display tablet. I'm on my second one, and it still works too. I just wanted to upgrade. So I was already used to drawing on screens that were at least like 20 inches. So coming down to that 12.9 inch display, I thought, well, maybe it's the screen size. And I just kind of let it go, because I was like, well, they don't make tablets bigger than that, so oh well. And a couple years went by, and I started hearing rumors that, hey, Apple's coming out with a new generation of iPad, and they're going to be bigger than the 12.9s. And by this point, Apple has had several generations of iPad come out, and it's like none of them did anything that made me feel like buying another one was worth it. But my 2017 iPad was starting to show like signs of wear, so I thought, well, maybe if we hold out, they'll come out with a new bigger iPad. We might actually get some good art use out of it, because the good thing about an iPad is, you can do way more on it than just draw. So even though I couldn't get it to work for me for art, I still used it daily to just, browse the internet, watch videos, etc. So I was waiting around for this bigger screen to come out, and while I was waiting around, I started looking into like, oh, well, what have the iPads been doing since 2017? And I learned that the Apple Pencil had a little upgrade where you could like press on it and it could like act as a button. And I was like, that could change artistic productivity for me. That could potentially speed things up. So basically what happened is I just started looking up stuff until I had convinced myself that, well, maybe it's not the big screen. Maybe I can just use maybe the little bonus features the M2 iPads have will be enough to finally get me going and fulfill my portable tablet dreams. I can finally live out my dream of drawing on the couch and doing digital art without having to be at my computer. So I went on and I bought the M2, right? It got here. And I started working on it, and I realized I had the exact same problems. And yeah, the little tapping pen did, improve things a little bit, but the pencil was still too heavy for my liking, and the screen was still too small, still felt cramped, still couldn't figure out how the heck people were getting such nice drawings in Procreate. Still feeling super slow and weighed down in Clip Studio Paint, knowing full well I could be way faster. on my desktop. And at that point, I just gave up. Like, I was just like, well, okay, we're just a desktop girly. It's okay. At least we got a cool new iPad, so we can watch new videos. We don't have those weird spots on the screen that the 2017 iPad has. Also, she is also alive and well, so I don't throw devices away. If they aren't broke, I keep them. I don't like to sell them either. Now, I went on and got the M2 because I was tired of waiting for like this mythical bigger iPad to come out, because I was just like, bro, what's taking so long? Because they were having like Apple event after Apple event and no one was talking about this new mythical giant iPad. So I was like, you know what, bump it. I doubt this thing is even real. But would you believe that like not long after I got that M2 iPad, they had an Apple event where they announced the brand new generation of iPad Pros, and one was actually bigger. Technically, the screen went from being 12.9 inches to being 13 inches. Got a whole 0.1 of an extra inch. Yeah, that was like, I was mad. Even though I had already bought an iPad, I was just mad. Like, that's what I would have been waiting for. I would have been so mad. But I was watching, like, basically hate watching reviews of like the new iPads. I really wanted to find a video where they put the 12.9 and the 13 inch right next to each other, because I'm like, ain't no way that's a sizable difference. They could have kept that. But while I was watching one of those reviews, I think it was MKBHD or Marquise Brownlee. I'm pretty sure it was one of his reviews. He just casually brings up this tablet called the Samsung Galaxy Tab S9 Ultra. And I was like, what is that? Hold on, what is that? And he talks about it a little bit. And then I go find a video where he's talking about it specifically. Or at least I think it was him. I'm like, what's this thing? And then they mention the size. 14.6 inches. And I'm like, 14.6 inches, you say? Go on. And I just started watching review after review after review. And I was like, I literally just bought this M2 iPad. Like, literally some months ago. Maybe like half a year, maybe. But it was just like, bro, I literally just got this thing. We can't buy another one. And I kept watching videos though. You should never watch reviews when you're not trying to spend money. But I just kept watching reviews, and then I started finding artist reviews, and they got to talking about all the features, and I caved. Okay, like, I had the money, to be fair. Like, I didn't put myself in debt to get this thing. I had the money, like, to where it wasn't gonna bother me to get it. But it's just the idea of buying one tablet and then turning around and buying another. So I told myself, I'll sell the M2 iPad if I get the Samsung and I like it. So I went on and bought it. At the time I bought it, it was like $1,400 because I got the 1 terabyte version, because I draw big, so I have big files. So I just went on and got it. I got a 1 terabyte. The M2 iPad I got is 1 terabyte too. I always go for the terabytes. Totally not because they have Tera in the name. But yeah, I got the 1 terabyte version, and it was I even set up the I did the like PayPal pay and forward thing just so I wouldn't have to see all the money leave my bank at once. Because even though I had it, it was just like, you hate to see that much money leave your bank at once. They had cheaper versions too with less storage, but I went on and got the 1 terabyte for the reasons I just mentioned. And I waited, and it got here. And I also got some styluses, because first thing, a cool thing about the Samsung Galaxy S9 Ultra is you are not limited to their proprietary pen, which they do have. It's called the Samsung S Pen. It's their competitor to the Apple Pencil. And when you get a Samsung, you know, Ultra, Galaxy Ultra tab, it comes with it. You don't have to buy it separately like you have to do with an Apple Pencil. And it's just as expensive, but it comes with the Ultra Galaxy tablets. But I wanted to try other pens because what I was just getting ready to say, with the Samsung tablets, they use EMR technology for their pens, which is like the same technology that Wacom tablets use and a lot of other tablets as well. So you are not limited to their pen. You can actually use other like pens from other companies that have different features that may suit you better. I actually bought 3 different pens. I bought the Wacom One Stylus, which is literally a Wacom tablet pen that is compatible with the Samsung. You can literally use a Wacom tablet pen on the Samsung tablet, not any Wacom tablet pen, but specifically the Wacom One pen. So you can literally like have a seamless transition pen wise. And all of these pens that I bought, including the S Pen that came with it, are light and easy to carry, easy to hold, no extra strain on your wrist like that stupid top heavy Apple Pencil. No shade to anybody who uses an Apple Pencil and love it. It's just, for me, it has always strained my wrist and I freaking hate it. But all my other tablet pens, including the one on my Huion GT220 and the one I use now, the pens are light. The extra pens you can buy are also significantly cheaper. Like, I think of all the pens, none of them went over $50, the ones that I bought. So I had the Wacom One pen. There's this Lamy pen, and there's a straight, I don't know what it's called, Statellite. I'll make a note somewhere on the screen. And they all have different features, like the Statellite pen, Lord, I don't even know what it's called, but it literally has an eraser. Like, you can literally turn the pencil backwards like you would a pencil with an eraser, and it'll erase what's on your screen. They all have buttons on the side, like, well, the one with the eraser doesn't, but the Wacom One pen has a button on the side, like a physical button that you can touch and feel. And they're just great. And they also feel really nice to draw on. Not so much the Wacom One pen, but the Samsung pen, I think they put something on like the very, very tip of the nib to where when you write, it feels like there's a slight little cushion and a slight little bit of resistance. Unlike the Apple Pencil where you feel like you're drawing on glass, because you are, with their styluses, it's like you're still drawing on like glass, but there's like a little cushion and a little resistance if you want it. So you don't have to get one of those like textured screen protectors that muck up your visuals. And the pen nibs are also finer, not on the Wacom One, but on the other EMR stylus pens. Like, they're thinner, so there's like more precision, like you're drawing with a sharp pencil, like a sharp, slightly squishy pencil. It just, I can't describe the feeling, but when I first felt it, I was like, this feels good, like drawing on butter. Not like drawing on butter, I don't know what drawing on butter feels like, but it's just like a nice like slightly soft but not too squishy. It just felt comfortable. It just felt right. Okay, and I loved it. Out the gate, I was like, let's freaking go. Next thing, the biggest thing, the 14.6-inch screen. It was like moment of truth. Was it the screen all the while that was making things difficult for me? And the answer is, I think, yes, because with the 14.6 inches, I can have both the windows. Like, I can have like a full like side tab of Clip Studio panels and still have an iPad 12.9 screen size worth of space to draw on, which meant that I could use Clip Studio Paint, which is my preferred software of choice, without feeling cramped. and it was just pleasant. Okay, it's been so pleasant. I also bought a couple of extra accessories just to see how I'd fare with them. And I think if I would have had these, well, no, because I did have these and they still didn't really work for me. I bought a 8-bit dough microcontroller, and these things are cool because you can like map the buttons to keyboard shortcuts. So like Control Z, Control Y, increase brush size, shrink brush size. You can use them for like drawing shortcuts. So I got one. I had one already, but it wasn't compatible with the Samsung tablet. I think because it was older, because I got it to use on my 2017 iPad. And it, like I said, it worked, but it's just like it didn't really increase my productivity that well, because despite having the shortcuts, the iPad was still just uncomfortable for me to draw with. And in any case, I got a new one, and you can also buy these for the iPad like right now, and they work too. Like I have two. I have like a green one and a blue one, and I tried using it on my iPad, my M2 iPad, because, you know, I still spent money on that thing and I didn't want to sell it in the end for reasons I'll get into in a sec. I think I'm just gonna go say the reasons I didn't want to sell it, because this video isn't scripted. I'm just tangentially rambling. The reason I didn't want to get rid of my M2 iPad is because I like having the 14.6 inches of screen to draw with, but when it's just time to browse like the internet, it's kind of awkward. Like, it's not awful, but it's like carrying like that around like one-handed is difficult unless you got strong arms. I don't got strong arms, okay? I actually have one specifically weak arm. We're not gonna get into that. Yeah, it's kind of awkward to hold. It's just like unless you're holding it sideways, it's okay, but holding it long ways, it's awkward. But yeah, for like browsing the internet and just like laying in the bed watching a video, the iPad Pro is much more convenient. Like, I kind of see why they only went so big on the screen, but even if I only had the Galaxy tab, I'd get over it, like the awkward, like kind of holding of it, because it is kind of awkward. But that was the reason I kept my M2 iPad. Like, I use my iPad for like mostly just browsing the internet and watching videos, and then I'll use my Galaxy tab to draw on. And I have a little lap desk, and I will actually sometimes have my Galaxy tab and be drawing on, and then have my M2 iPad like right next to it playing a video, almost like having dual monitors. You can do that with like your Samsung tablet and a PC though. Like, I've done it. Like, there's this app called Duet Display where you can literally use your Samsung tablet as like an extra monitor, which was another thing that made me want to get it. And I got it and I used it, and it was like a good, like, it worked fine, but I was just like, the whole perk of this thing was to not be at the computer. But this is a neat little feature. We talked about the feel, we talked about the size, we talked about the different pins. Oh, another negative thing, somebody might consider that negative about the Galaxy Tab S9 Ultra, is that because it is an Android device, it can't use iOS apps. So that means you can't use Procreate on it. And me personally, I don't care about Procreate. I was gonna say I hate it, but I don't hate it. I actually like Procreate. I don't like it either. It's like, I hate it, but not like maliciously. It's like I wish you were better. Like, you could be so much more if you just had a few more features. If you were just a little easier to use, I would be over the moon about you. You could be great. But Procreate, I hate its layers system, okay? And I hate its limited features when it comes to shortcuts and layouts. Hate it, hate it, hate it when compared to Clip Studio Paint. it's just limited. Its brush engine is weird, not impossible to decipher and understand, but still freaking weird. And I hate the weird Procreate brush culture. It's so freaking weird. It's like 9 out of 10 Speedpaint Procreate videos exist to try to sell you some type of crusty brush. Like, get your brush out of my face. I don't want it. Leave me alone. Okay, I'm sorry. We'll save the Procreate tangent for another video. No, we won't. I don't hate Procreate enough to make a video about them. Because, I mean, literally in this video, I literally sketch in Procreate. Because I still like using Procreate to sketch. And sometimes I do sketch on my iPad and bring it over to my Galaxy tablet, like I did in this video. To be honest, this is like the first time I've actually done that. Normally I just sketch straight in the Samsung tablet, but like I said, I feel bad for like buying a freaking iPad and it just kind of sitting here and being used for very basic things when it was not cheap at all. And I don't want to sell it because I'm a freaking clown. So trying to get some art use out of it. So yeah, sketching on my iPad is fine in short bursts before my hand gets tired from the stupid lead weight of a pencil. Okay. But other than that, yeah. That's another negative about the Galaxy tab. Can't use Procreate. Not really a negative. You can get over it. I think you can use, what is it? Ibis Paint. You can use Clip Studio Paint. I think you can use Adobe stuff. I don't know who was out here using Adobe stuff. No disrespect to anybody using Adobe, as I just previously disrespected you anyway. It's like no disrespect, I say, as I just disrespected you. But anyway, yeah, so pros of the Galaxy tab: bigger screen, access to more styluses, it's more open, it's more free because it's Android. Now, your Apple products are gonna hate it because Apple products hate anything that's not Apple. They're very discriminatory. But it's much bigger. I have much more room to draw. It feels much nicer to draw on. The pens feel amazing. Now, I don't know, everyone's preferences are different, but to me, they feel amazing. I love the little soft, gentle squish. And when I don't want the squish, I can just use my Wacom 1 pen and get this identical sensation of drawing on a regular display tablet. And it's just good times. And I love this thing. And you can tell I love it because I've been drawing a crap ton with it. Anytime I don't want to sit at my computer, which has been a lot lately because I've had a lot going on in my personal life and then a lot just going on with this like Webtoon craft, where I hate sitting at my desk sometimes. Like, I really hate it. Like, it's just a pain. Like, even though it's like right across from my bed, like a couple steps away, I hate sitting at my desk sometimes. And that would cost me like days of productivity because I would just stay in the bed all day because I didn't want to sit at the computer because I just had negative associations with it. Just like, oh, I'm so tired. I was just borderline burnt out. And I was like, I don't want to touch that tablet screen. I don't want to look at it. I don't want to hear the whirring. I don't want to see the little lights. I don't want to touch this thing. But with my little Galaxy tablet, I guess because it's just a slightly different setting, I can prop it up in my bed on my little lap desk, turn on the TV, cover up in my little blanket, have my little pillow behind my back, and I'm in a little hug, and I'll sit there and I can draw. Have my little remote control and my little comfortable stylus, and it's like my little computer away from the computer. So I would say I would recommend it if you're in the market for a new tablet and maybe you're on the fence about a tablet that you can carry around, not like a desktop tablet. If all you need is a desktop tablet, I wouldn't spend that much money. Like, just get you a nice display tablet online. There are tons of cheap and affordable ones. But if you want specifically like a tablet that runs like Android or something, I definitely recommend the Samsung Galaxy Tab S9 Ultra or the S10 Ultra. I've heard it isn't that bad, but I would highly recommend doing some research on like the compatibility of styluses and stuff because I have no idea about that. And I also don't know about it for the S8 either. I love my S9 Ultra tablet Chan. She has saved my me from art blocks. She also saved this YouTube channel because recording Speedpaint videos on my computer is an absolute pain. Like, from recording to editing, it sucks. It sucks. But I did have to download an additional app. Now, the Samsung tablet has a built-in screen recording feature, but it can't record like high quality. Like, I think it only goes up to 1080p, but there are apps you can use that can go up to like 4K if the screen allows it, or like 2K. I think 2K is as high as it can go for the Samsung tablet. But yeah, it's like I download the little app, I open it up whenever I want to record my screen. It'll put a little icon in the corner. I tap record and I draw like regular. It disappears. I don't even see it. I just gotta make sure I don't pull up anything but my drawing, because you can't isolate windows like you can do in OBS. But that's not a big deal because I'm not normally doing anything on the tablet except drawing. But yeah, I can load it up, record whatever I'm doing, load it into CapCut, do my little editing, render it out. It literally only takes a couple of minutes versus my computer that takes literal hours. Like, my tablet can render a video in like 20 minutes that would take my computer like 2 hours. I don't know if it's like the specs on my computer or like the settings I used in the video editor that I was using, because I was using like Vegas Pro on my computer to edit all my videos when I was trying to make speed paints in the past. But with this tablet, it's really quick, really easy, and I can just load it up on YouTube and there it is. But yeah, the tablet Chan, she has helped me so much. Like, she has actually like made drawing like fun for me again in a way. Like, I will literally wake up at like 4 o'clock in the morning excited to draw, because all I have to do is reach over the side of my bed, grab my little tablet, open it up, and just start drawing. I gotta turn nothing on. I gotta type in no long login. I don't have to wait for stuff to start up. It's just open it up, unlock it, tap the little app, get to drawing. And it's like, I love drawing again. Like, I didn't hate it, but it's like drawing is just a lot funner now because I've achieved my dream of being able to draw on the couch. Even though I never draw on the couch, I just draw from my bed, but still, I love this thing, okay? Tablet Chan is bae. We love her. All right, so that's about all I have for this video. I hope you enjoyed watching it. If the weird half-baked review part wasn't very much to your liking, I hope the drawing part was. I've been getting back into rendering lately, which is weird because just last month I was like, oh, I hate shading. I'm never shading again. I'm gonna prioritize doing black color stuff. Bump shading, it's dumb and I hate it. And now this month I'm like, I kind of want to get into rendering again. I've been drawing Adam a lot. I don't think we've reached Eden levels of hyperfixation, but I have definitely been drawing this guy a lot, and like characters related to him. His little world's kind of expanding. We're gonna see how this goes. I'm optimistic. Regardless of what it does, I'm having fun either way. So I think that's all that matters. Anyway, that's all I got. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see y'all next time, all right? Y'all be blessed and have a good rest of y'all's day. Bye-bye.